Dive 753 on the Kiyosumi Maru from March 2025. This was the first dive we did on our week-long liveaboard on the Truk Odyssey, and as such it was mostly a check dive, making sure our equipment was alright and everyone was up to speed. Started off descending down onto the midships here, with the wreck lying on its port side. And as you can see here, quite a lot of hard coral growth here, some fish there, we've got Rabbitfish in the centre and a few Butterflyfish around there, as well as a Solander's Toby there. A Juvenile Pacific Sailfin Tang, as well as a pink Anemonefish in the anemone itself, as well as a Camouflage grouper there, which sort of swims away as we approach. We are making our way towards the stern of the ship, and we are now at the propeller, which you just saw there, looking down through the wreck to see the propeller blades, and in front of us now is the rudder. Some more anemone growth here, and some more sort of small chromagus, and the Anemonefish down there. So descending down over the rudder itself, and then we make our way round the stern of the ship onto what would have been the deck level. And in a minute we will get to the most aft hold on the wreck, hold number 6, which we did our first penetration into as a test. As you can see there, one of my buddies going first, and then heading in. There was lots of these barrels in hold number 6, which I think was used to store either oil or fuel of some description. And since the wreck tipped over onto its side, these are now sort of strewn along the floor of the hold. Hold number 6 also has a spare propeller blade, although we didn't see it on this dive. As you can see, it was quite dark inside the hold. We sort of swam over the barrels into the back, and then followed that ladder there back out onto the deck. Again, this was just the check dive, so nothing particularly serious on way of penetrating the wreck. Right, starting to swim forward now on the wreck. We pass one of the masts here. It still stands proud out of the side of the wreck. And then we make our way into this sort of enclosed area of this tubing here. And we swim over, sort of on the centre bottom of screen here, is one of the torpedo launchers. Buddy is pointing out there with his torch, and then turning around you can see it much clearer in this shot there, so that hole's where the torpedoes would have been launched out of. It's quite silty in this swim through, so turning off the lights for a second you get a better shot, but it's more difficult to tell the exact mechanisms. Continuing forward, we skipped hold number 5, which is empty, and then head into hold number 4, which has these 2 bicycles mounted sort of on the wall here, one at centre of shot and a second more broken up on the left hand side there, before heading into the sort of broken up midship section. The funnel area is all sort of collapsed onto the sea floor here, and then we did a second penetration just forward of the funnel, which leads down into the fairly exposed engine room. So some railings there, passenger walkways, and a ladder. And then coming into shot now is one of the engine blocks. You can see the individual cylinders of the engine here. And we sort of swam down those and then exited back out. A nice simple penetration. You can So obviously our guide in the distance, just checking everyone was happy with everything. Some more of the cylinders on the right there, and then our route back out. Finished off the dive back on the top of the wreck. Here we have some singular bannerfish, 2 of them schooling there. A honeycomb grouper, as well as a saddled butterflyfish. There's not much fish life in Truk, but there is some on the coral growth, as well as these 2 lizardfish here, which sort of swim off as we approach. Looking at some torpedo damage there, we'll explore that more on the second dive on this wreck, and finishing off with a pair of Clark's Anemonefish, as well as a brown banded pipefish there.